Count Dracula sleeps in this coffin, but rises every night at sunset. Chick is right. This is awful silly stuff. No! Look out, Chick! Cover up! What's the matter? Cover up! Wait a minute.
The nation's top comics, Abbott and Costello. Petrified, but hilariously. Plus the dangerous and terrifying Wolfman, played by Lon Chaney. Plus that fiend out of a nightmare, the vampire Batman, Count Dracula, played by Bela Lugosi. Plus the most dreaded creature of them all, the Frankenstein monster, played by Glenn Strange.
What's going on, everyone? Great talent here. And today we're going to talk about Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein. My very last stop in my Monster Mash marathon ends with the parody movie of all of the culmination of all of the three primary classic monster trope movies from Universal Studios, House of Horror, Frankenstein, Dracula, and the Wolfman. With little sprinkles of other things in between, but we'll get to that in a little bit. So yeah, I mean, it's basically, if you're not familiar, if your generation isn't familiar with Abbott and Costello, Bud Abbott, Lou Costello, they were like kind of like the comics of like the 30s, 40s era-ish. They're kind of like similar to the Marx Brothers or the Three Stooges in their like comedy shticks and routines. And you mash that up with the horror movie instances like with Dracula, Frankenstein, and Wolfman, and you get the very first invention of what I like to call, or what's now referred to in the industry as comedy horror, or so you have a lot of comedic relief with some scarier moments, thrilling moments, more thriller moments, and with very familiar faces, because you have Lon Chaney returning as the Wolfman, you have Bela Lugosi, the master of Dracula, and unfortunately I don't know why they didn't get Boris Karloff back as the monster. There's somebody else playing the monster, Frankenstein's monster. But anyway, but the movie starts off pretty funny. Just a lot of comedy in the beginning, a lot of Abbott and Costello bantering back and forth, the who's on first, what's on second type of nonsense. Then you have the introduction of the Wolfman, Lon Chaney's character, and then so on and so forth, and everything just spirals downward from there. The story is pretty much Abbott and Costello get pulled in by the Wolfman, they're like porters. They're kind of like delivery agents at this warehousing center, and they get tasked with delivering some figurines, what they think of wax figurines to House of Horrors, one guy's House of Horrors, and it just spirals downward from there. They get engulfed in a plot to stop Dracula from transporting one of their brains into the Frankenstein's monster, so they'll be more obedient and smarter, so they can pretty much take over the fucking world, because why not? Why not? But overall, I mean, it's a good way to close out my little mini marathon of the Universal horror movies, I would say, because it ends on both. You get the comic relief, and then you get the sincerity and the serious drama tones mixed up into one kooky package. It does actually hold up really well too. Well, for the most part, from what it can, in regards to the humor and the some of the special effects are pretty. For a movie that's 73 years old, I think it did a pretty good job still with the makeup, and some of the acting is still on point. You get Bela Lugosi's fine Dracula acting, Lon Chaney, all that good stuff. Abbott and Costello are a riot. Some pretty cool action chase sequences. But yeah, no, I mean, I think I enjoyed this movie more as a kid as opposed to an adult, because I found myself kind of drifting in and out of the movie as a whole. But it did have some really cool moments. There was a lot of back and forth with the Wolfman and Costello, where they're going back and forth. There's one scene, not spoiling too much, they're on the phone, and he's talking to Lon Chaney, and he starts to turn to the Wolfman, and he starts growling on the other end, and he thinks he fucking put his dog on the phone. He's like, "Oh, if you're gonna put your dog on the phone, sir, I don't think I can talk to you." It's just stupid funny. A lot of stupid. If you're into stupid funny, you'll find this movie entertaining for the most part. But to wrap it up, it was a short movie. It was only about 80 minutes long. But these movies really end kind of abruptly too. They're just kind of the end sequence. It just kind of ends. There really is no epilogue. It's just like, oh, well, the movie's fucking over. Deal with it. There's a lot of loose strings they leave untied, which is kind of my problem with a lot of these movies. But then again, it leaves the ambiguous style ending where you kind of just write your own ending, which is fine, I guess, for some people and folks. But overall, what did I think of this movie? I'm going to drop my score and then my closing comments. So on a scale of 1 to 10, if I had to rate this movie, I would probably give it a solid, like, 8 out of 10. It's still a great movie. I mean, it has mixed universes in it. You get the Wolfman, Dracula, and Frankenstein. Wolfman's trying to stop Dracula, taking over the fucking world with the Frankenstein monster, and it just kind of works. Don't get me wrong, it's not a perfect movie by any means standard, but to have all these characters on screen together, commanding the screen as a whole, on a unit, I think that is a lot of heavy hitting actors in here. To get the job done and to mesh it well enough together as they could in about 80 minutes runtime is pretty damn good. So yeah, if you want to watch this movie now, I'm not sure where you can watch it. You can try checking out Peacock because they're owned by Universal Studios. If you want to rent this movie, you can rent it for a couple of dollars on Amazon Prime Video. Other than that, I watched it by means of DVD. I tried to watch the Blu-ray, but the Blu-ray wouldn't play for me. Which was fine. I had a DVD backup copy, which looked pretty decent for the most part. But yeah, that's about it. That wraps up my monster movie, Monster Mash Marathon, as I like to call it, Triple M. So with that being said, my next set of movies is going to be the Marathon James Bond for the next month. So I'll try and drop a review every day or every other day of James Bond movies as we roll up into the No Time to Die premiere in October. So thanks again for stopping by. Don't forget to drop a like and subscribe, and I'll catch everyone next time. Thanks for stopping by.